And good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Hey, 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 this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted. That's right. I'm here because I want you to have the success in your health just like you're having in all the other areas of your life. I want you to show up intentionally, consistently for those events and those people that are in your life that are important. You don't need superhuman strength. What you need is a strategy you can trust, a plan you can follow, and the support and the determination to keep showing up every single time. Welcome back to another one of our pop-ups as we move through this week of health, move through this space of making sure that we're doing what we need to do to be healthy and to put in place the practices that will help us do that. And here we are. I am about to begin my fast again for this week, another week of making sure that I'm doing what I can do, one of the things I can do to be successful. So whatever platform you're joining me from, whether it's Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you're on Twitch, you're on LinkedIn, of course here on YouTube, welcome. Whatever city or town or village, and of course whatever country you're joining me from, I'm glad that you are here. We're going to go through and we're going to take a look at a few things here that we've got going on, and then you're going to get to see what I'm eating for my last meal, and you get to see something a little different here today. As you know, I start my fast at the end of my meeting with my team that comes on. That happens on Tuesdays, and so here I am doing that right now. So let's go ahead. I want to hop over and we're going to take a look at what's going on with my blood sugars. So let me do that right now. Let's take a look here. And here you see this is my Freestyle Libre. It's a Freestyle Libre 3 Plus. And you see right now my blood sugar is 87. 87 is what it is. And down here I can actually put my finger and scroll through and see what those numbers have been over the last 12 hours. And that's what you see there. Down here, let's see, where are we? About 6 o'clock in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock. You see a little spike there, and then back down, and then all the way back down here to where we are right now. I love looking at this, and you've heard me say this before, but I get to look at different reports that are on this system. And if I look at my 90-day report, you'll see 94% in range, and I am 6% below 70. So when I fast, my blood sugar tends to go low, and if you follow, you'll see that as we move through the next couple of days. So that is 6% is below target, and 94% in target. Let me just back up and look at this one. So here's my average once again, and I'm looking at 90 days. I look at 90 days because that's where our A1C comes from, a 90-day average of blood sugars. And I love this part of the report right here because I get to see what my numbers are over the course of the day, and then I can make changes based on what I'm eating and based on what I do that will help me there successfully, okay? And so getting out of that, and we're gonna hop over to my Dexcom. And right now my Dexcom says that I am 110. As you know, the Dexcom and the Libre tend to be about 20 to 30 points off from each other. And right now it says that I'm 110. If I look at 12 hours, just like we did with the Libre, and once again, scroll my fingers through, you'll see that those numbers are about between 15 and 20 points different from what they were with the Libre. Actually, I saw one there that was a little bit bigger. Let's see, right about there is 137. So that's a little bigger than we saw with the Libre. And then, of course, going to my summary report, here is what my summary report says, that I'm in target. Let's go to 90 days. I'm in target 84% of the time. And my GMI, or glucose management indicator, down there is 6.3. So that is a surrogate. I can't call it an A1C because it's not an A1C. It's a calculated number, but we get to look at that and we can anticipate that that's what my numbers would be if I were able to get an A1C. Okay? All right. Let's get out of that one. And So if you've not done so yet, remember that our show on Monday, our flagship show, Dwain Woode MD Live, is now the second component of the foundation series that we do, and that comes out the week before. So if you've not watched the one from last week, make sure you go ahead and you watch that so that you can see what we talked about. This past week, we talked about rhythm. And one of the reasons I do what I do in terms of fasting is because there is a rhythm, right? There's a rhythm to that. So right now I'm trying to get my camera set up. So I was using my phone to show you those numbers. But make sure that you get over there and make sure you are watching through the things that we're doing with the foundation series, because that is a big component of us making sure that we're doing all the things we need to do to be healthy, okay? And so now what I want to do is I want to go here and we're going to take a look at the things that I am eating. Let's see. We're going to take a look at the things that I'm going to be eating right now. And today is a little different. As you know, I will get whatever is brought in. Let's see, I need to change this a little bit. Okay, we're going to have to do this a little differently, y'all. Here we go. What I am eating. And today they brought a sandwich, and I did not get a chance to run downstairs and get the other components. So let me do something really quickly. So hang on for just a minute. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be constructing, as I told you before, we're constructing from this meal the things that we want. And there's a lot of protein here. So let me go ahead and let's see, which one of these do I need to get you to? Let's take a look at this one. Okay, here we go. And so here is the sandwich that they brought. It is a, what is it, a steak? Yeah, steak sandwich they brought, and some fries. So from this, I'm actually going to take all of the innards of the sandwich out. That's what I'm going to eat. And then when we go off air, I'm actually going to run downstairs and get some components to the salad. Okay. So once again, this is just to show that even though there are things, you might be in a situation where, let me turn it this way so we see a little better. You might be in a situation where you're like, oh my goodness, there's nothing here for me to eat. So even in this, right, so all of this, there's carbs, there's fries, there's the bread from the sandwich, I can still get a component of this. Now, here's the crux of this, and I'm going to go ahead and start eating while we talk. So when we're eating, when we're out, one of the things that people will say is there's nothing there for me to eat. Well, that's a little spicy, y'all. One of the things I want you to remember is that a single meal, if you miss a meal, that does not derail you. And there is something in that meal somewhere that you can probably take out and eat. Like in this case, I'm taking out the protein. That's what I'm eating. So that if I'm in a situation and this is all they have, if I want, I can go ahead and I can eat the entire thing. I'm making a decision. I'm not being pushed to do that. I'm not being forced to do that. There's nothing wrong if I do that. But I am at this point making a choice that I'm not going to eat the carbs. And later on, I'm going to go and get a salad to fill in for what is not here. Notice what I did, right? I still got some stuff here, but I understand that just because I can't eat it right here, right now, doesn't make it wrong and doesn't make that process undoable. Okay? So often we kind of get into an all or none idea. And that is good, by the way. That is delicious. Okay, and I see some of our community members out there. I see Cornelia. Hey, Cornelia. Oh, hey, Jennifer. Jennifer says, howdy all. Let me change this a little bit. Move it around. There we go. Genesis says, howdy all. 18 hours into a 30-hour fast. Congratulations, Jennifer. Cornelia says, hello, Jennifer. Hello, Dr. LG. Great job, Jennifer. Yes, definitely. She said, thank you. Back to work. Have a great afternoon, all. Well, thank you for coming through, Jennifer, and hanging out with us. And then Cornelia says, me too, Jennifer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Very good. Okay, so always excited when our community members come through and hang out with us. Okay. This is delicious, by the way. And I'm holding the camera with my hand, by the way. So if you're fasting with us this week, go ahead and in the comments, just drop me. It doesn't matter what fasting you're doing, whether you're doing a 12 and 12, 16 and 8, you're doing a 24, you're doing a 36, just drop me. Delicious. So if you have been around fasting, you've been thinking about fasting, you're not sure about fasting, this is a great place for you to come, because we go through the fasting weekly. If you're interested in finding out how to fast safely, you can go to dwainwoodemd.com/fasting. dwainwoodemd.com/fasting. There's a resource that we've provided there that you could download. When you download that and go through that, you'll also get a series of about 5 or 6 emails from me over the course of the 21 to 30 days after you download it. And this is not to teach you more or to push you to do something, but only to help you understand and give you some ideas, to ask some prompt questions as you're going through that resource. Okay? So dwainwoodemd.com/fasting to download that resource. And if you're interested in just walking through a path of transformation for your health, I'm going to get off of this screen for now. Transformation for your health, you can get over to dwainwoodemd.com/briefs, BRIEFS, and you can download, or you can sign up for our weekly health nugget that comes out. It's called Wood Life Design Briefs. Small, chunk, bite-sized nuggets of health information that you can implement immediately. You have to go out and buy any new things and learn it. This is just, hey, this is an idea. How can I implement this into my life? So dwainwoodemd.com/briefs will get you there. And then if you're interested in fasting, dwainwoodemd.com/fasting. All right. Make sure you also get out there and watch our episode of Foundations and look at the show. It is an amazing season that we're in, as we help you learn how to identify yourself in those various situations so that you can make the healthy choices about what you need to do. Okay? And then finally, why are we fasting? We're fasting because fasting is an amazing way of resetting our metabolism. Tremendous benefits, tremendous changes in our body that are going on as we get ourselves set get ourselves set to be able to do what we need to do for success. Okay? All right. Well, y'all, thank you for coming through. Thank you for hanging out with us. That's going to be it for today. Join us tomorrow as we continue this week's fast. Once again, in the comments, if you got questions, comments, go ahead and drop those in. We'd love to talk to you about what you're doing, hear your comments, hear your questions, and to help you along this path. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being here. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. We educate, we empower, and we encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. Remember, we want you to be successful in your health, just like you're successful in all the other areas of your life. All right, everybody, have a great one. Bye-bye.